we streaming? Kyle, do you have the dashboard up?
Yeah.
Did you change the title? We can always change it later, but just so they know. And we're coming back to the podcast. Hey.
There you go.
Cat Days of Offseason. All right, another episode of Balls Deep Football. Welcome to the show. Whether you're watching live, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever, we're going to bring on in Nappy Nap. How are you doing, brother? Are you there, son?
What's good?
What's good, man? Another episode. We're episode 7, and I think pretty soon with the off-season coming to an end, we will go weekly on this show. We've been going every other week, and Kyle is back in the studio. Kyle, welcome back. Welcome back, man. Kyle was on a honeymoon. He had a wedding. We had a wedding, honeymoon, and then been traveling a little bit for the day gig. You know, Balls Deep Football does not pay the bills. So, anyway, welcome back, brother. Talk about who's been down. So, is this potentially comeback player of the year, or is this just bounce back?
Got a couple players on there that aren't fantasy related, but just want to look at the fantasy related guys. What y'all think? I guess it's a top 10 list I'm looking at from CBS, but I just want to talk about two guys: Odell Beckham, Julio Jones. I mean, Odell Beckham. What do we know about Odell since he's been in the league?
Oh, sorry. The caller said he heard us, but we didn't hear him.
Oh,
See, I had that problem. I restarted and it worked fine. So anyway, we'll keep going through. Sorry.
yeah.
About Julio
we'll go
Jones as a bounce back player. Do you think he's gonna flourish in
Thank you for
Tennessee?
trying, D. Thank you for trying. Yeah. We've been touching on it. The one thing I'll say is I'll just read. I mean, Odell, just what I was getting at, was such a polarizing player since he came in with the Giants. We knew what he was, but haters have got a lot of ammunition on this guy. Baker Mayfield plays better when Odell's not in the lineup. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they say Odell's fully not invested in himself and more of his brand. So just haven't seen a player like this before, you know, who's underrated and overrated at the same time, man. You know, polarizing, I guess, is the best word I can have. But before we get into, you know, two or three of these other players, like I mentioned, Odell, Julio, there were two other quarterbacks I wanted to throw in there too. So we got them up right there. But I tell you, having a comeback or being a candidate for a comeback, you got to have a little opportunity. You got to have a bad season the year beforehand, right? I mean, what's the equation for a successful comeback, for a NFL Comeback Player of the Year award? Is it a gruesome injury like Alex Smith on his leg, and then they come back and take a couple snaps we saw last year? Or is it maybe just an increase in opportunity, man? And, of course, a little bit of drama. That's why I think Odell, he deserves to be at the top of this list right here. Had that ACL last year. Opportunity-wise, I mean, there's a little drama mixed in there too. Now, I wouldn't say drama, but I like the fact that his LSU teammate, Jarvis Landry, is kind of the quarterback's favorite target now when you think about it. But
Like it.
man.
I'm gonna try to answer this call real quick. Sorry, we're gonna test this.
Oh,
one time.
yeah. Let's test it as we go. Yeah.
All right. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? I'm not even getting a signal. Why am I not getting a signal? So odd.
Oh,
The software, and it worked fine before, so I didn't leave it in any didn't change anything on it. Oh well. Sorry, D. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
We'll have to work out the kinks on this. All right.
but yeah, man. Outside of that, you look at fantasy-wise. Think about these first, second-round guys that really underperformed last year. Christian McCaffrey with the injury. I think he was on pace to kill it until, of course, the ankle, then the shoulder came. The other running back I wanted to talk about was Joe Mixon. I mean, compared to the year he had 2 years ago, then he signed that fat contract last summer to come with only 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. You know, this guy's bound for just a comeback, you know, especially with a team like the Bengals drafted a tackle, Joe Burrow, second year of the season. He was already scaring guys with his arm. So hopefully that box is a little lighter for the Bengals when they play there, especially in the division this year. That AFC North, I mean, just like everywhere else, all about running the ball. So last guy I want to touch on, man, was Saquon. We already know, I think he might have touched the ball 20 times, maybe not even 20 times before he got injured. So goes back to that formula I talked about. Takes an injury, takes opportunity. I It's a pretty good list they got here. Last guy mentions Dak Prescott. Of course, they have Dak at 9 and Jimmy Garoppolo at 10 as far as, top 10 little bounce back candidates. Uh, Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, the guy's his whole season's full of injuries. Let's just knock this guy out of the league now. I'm done talking about him. Let's go back and get let's go Chris Hansen. Let's go pedophile for a little bit. I want to pluck another little kid out of college and talk about him. I'm done with Garoppolo. He's washed up, used goods. You know,
So what is his contract like? Can the 49ers get out of that? I don't know. I
well,
don't
we
know
already know they
Yeah,
we
right.
already know
They
they
drafted a
spent.
quarterback, right?
Yeah, and I don't know what the contract looks like as far as that goes, but they're obviously comfortable parting ways with him. Uh, hell, it's just how long. Yeah, he took them to the Super Bowl, what, 3 years ago? But how much more benefit of the doubt do you get with that until it's like, okay, man, it's not like he won the Super Bowl. He just got us there. So, yeah, Shanahan's talented enough coach, play caller, to where he doesn't have to tie himself to one guy for more than a couple years. And I think Garoppolo's time is done. And hey, I mean, wasn't world breaking news there. We saw what they did in the draft. So, but hey, Dak Prescott, you already know he's coming back. I think he was on pace for like 6,000 yards. Of course, before the ankle injury. And if it weren't for that defense playing like Swiss cheese, you know what I mean. I said something the other day. That Dallas defense was historically bad last year. It was like the security guards outside of Aaron Hernandez and Epstein Cell, man. They just didn't do shit. Didn't stop nobody. Just let them do whatever they wanted to. So Dak, if he gets a little more support on that side of the ball, it's like sky's the limit for this Cowboys
Dak
squad.
got paid, right? They redid his contract. They did.
Man, I don't remember if they ended up
Pull that
paying
up,
him.
please. I'm
Oh
pretty sure,
man,
like, because he was holding out, that was a big thing. But I'm pretty sure he got a updated contract of some kind. Maybe I want to say so. Uh,
hey, yeah,
yeah. Right. Fourth highest paid earning athlete. They did update it.
man, and yeah. Let me know when you find out how much it was. But I mean that signals happiness for guys like Baker Mayfield next year, who he's coming up, should be getting some money soon. I'm not gonna say Daniel Jones yet, but I mean he's kind of turning that timeline where he may be getting paid here soon. Carson Wentz is probably looking for that next deal. Uh,
If uh if if Carson Wentz has a great season with the Colts, like just great, do you think the management tries to redo his contract and give him a long term deal then, or do they try to wait to see what's going to happen with him?
yeah, I think so, and that's probably just the relationship, right? Frank Wright, his former OC over with the Eagles. Um, yeah, I think the relationship there is tight enough. I think that was the deciding factor for Wentz. Like, hey, man, we're gonna throw you this little bit now, but it's all on you, bro. You come and perform. We have no choice but to extend you.
I mean, it's a
So,
smart move
but I
because
don't even think Wentz is.
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, if you really think they're going to be a franchise quarterback for you long term, it's good to kind of get it cheaper by just like, okay, we see it, you proved it 1 year versus like sitting in 4 years and like waiting for a Joe Flacco situation where he just hung in there, and then it cashed in after a Super Bowl. It's like they had to pay him a lot more money versus like kind of doing a Jimmy Garoppolo thing. Like Jimmy got in, and I remember it was a significant contract. I don't know the details, but it's obviously structured in a way where they can get out of it, not pay certain money X Y Z. But I remember it made the news media and stuff, and people were talking about it. And they're like, "Oh, you really believe?" And they're like, "Yeah, Jimmy's our guy. Jimmy's our guy." And now, obviously, we see Kyle's got
Action speak
something.
louder, baby.
What we got?
What's
What we
up?
got? What we
What's
got?
up?
Breaks down his contract year over year. So, not the specifics as far as how he can get out of it, but he's getting paid a lot of money.
Ain't paying too much for him though. I mean, yeah. So the annual, what's on the annual there, man? I got them chank
Zoom
eyes,
in a little
man.
bit.
How's that?
Oh, I mean, they want to let go of him before next year, I see, because his base salary jumps from what, 9 mil to 20 mil. So yeah, and then 31 mil. Ooh. Oh, I'm my bad. I thought we were talking about Jimmy G for a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
I got
Damn,
Jimmy G on
Dak,
that.
4 year, 160 million. Okay, Dak is. Oh, okay, and then we back to Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Like, what did he do to earn that? Is that his shampoo commercials in that bitch too? What the? Or is that?
Did
Oh
he take
my
the porn star
God.
out?
Oh my
Was what?
goodness, man.
Jimmy Garoppolo. He took a porn star out like on a date,
Really?
like within his first
Oh, yeah.
year. It's like when he first got signed in San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah, look that up.
Like I
I
need
mean,
some.
yeah, that's what I need. I need a Niners fan to call in next time and tell me what y'all doing over there. I mean, I know y'all got forest fires and all these other problems, and y'all throwing money to Jimmy Garoppolo and shit. I know there's a water shortage or something out there too. What the hell's going on, man?
Kiara Mia.
Anyways,
Is that her?
What is it? Go back up.
Kiara Mia. Kiara Mia.
I guess
oh yeah,
so.
let's see this. Let's see it. Let's see. I'm always down to see a little TNA on there. Oh,
Oh, right. He went out with a porn star.
oh, she ain't even that. I don't know, man. That looked like a
Hmm.
maybe Lisa Ann during her nail and paling days.
I mean,
Interesting.
it's gotta be like. I
That
remember
was
they.
B-Mac's favorite porno back in the day. Oh, nail and Sarah Palin.
What?
Lisa Ann is a well-known porn star. She actually talks fantasy ball now, but
Right.
like
Right.
one of her like famous pornos like in our time was like recently was like Nail and Palin, like back when Sarah Palin was running and shit, running in office and shit, or she was with McCain, and then
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
political shit was going on. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Want to pull that up?
Yeah.
No,
Nah, fuck that. We'll say
we
that
don't need
porno
that,
for
brother.
next time. The Saints, I think the Saints would love him. Hell, I think the but I don't know what he is now. This guy likes to talk shit about his former teammates wherever he's gone. As recent as Andy Reid, his former head coach. Apparently Andy Reid might have told him what he was going to get as far as touches opportunities, and he didn't get those opportunities. So I don't
That's a
know.
good
There's some
point
bad
though. Like
blood
that,
there.
he's everywhere he's been. He's been kind of not. We had Terrell Owens cancer, but he complains a lot, and he always said
Yeah,
it's
man.
them, not me. So now that's the Steelers, that's the Jets, and now it's Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs have won
Yeah,
Super
and
Bowl. So
yeah, exactly. And outside of the Jets, whose head coach has been Adam Gase, who's now a high school offensive coordinator. We knew Adam Gase was never head coach material ever since I want to say, was he the motherfucker that drafted Tim Tebow in the first round when he was the head coach? Yeah, yeah, when he
no,
was the
no,
head
no,
coach
no.
over at the.
That
Oh
that,
no.
that no, that was offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
Oh, I apologize.
What's his
Yeah, oh
name?
McDaniel's,
Yeah,
McDaniel's.
who did get a head coaching
Yeah,
job. Obviously with the Broncos. Then he went to the Rams, and
yeah,
then
that's
he
right.
had the
Thank
whole
you,
like
Beans.
he had a related, camera espionage kind of situation. Got fired. Like, oh, went back to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's right, man. So, aside from that, another running back that, hey, just a few years ago we thought was gonna be a fucking lock, stud, set it, forget it. Todd Gurley. Um, I don't know, okay, who, if you can look up, let's see what Todd Gurley's been doing his NFL career and how those numbers just decline. I mean, broke onto the scene from Georgia. We knew he had some knee problems. I think he had some knee problems in Georgia. But he was so good, he had guys like Nick Chubb waiting behind him at Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's just had his least productive season last year. Falcons didn't want to bring him back. Lions were entertaining it, but I don't know who's gonna jump on him now, man. One squad that CBS is saying is LA Chargers, thinking they could show him some love. Obviously, Austin Eckler's, I think, a lock there. Who, if we can get a picture of him shirtless later, I mean, he's like chiseled, built. All I had is just these two guys. I expected they would be on the team by now. If anything, just because they're running backs. Fantasy, it's worth a late round flyer. You know what I mean? These guys are on the right couple injuries.
Todd Gurley had his
Well,
lowest rushing season ever in 2020.
11, damn, man. I mean, those touchdowns, God, man. In 18, he was just, in 19, oh, man. What do those asterisks mean?
Fart, fart, Elon Musk. Great. Okay. Thank you, honey. Bye bye.
Fart, fart, Elon.
Sorry, I figured out the call situation. The call situation has been figured out. So if we want to bring
Oh,
Big D back
shit.
in, we can do it. I wanted to test that. So if you're listening on the podcast, just on audio, you're probably very fucking confused. Anyway, we're
Oh,
trying a
my
new
God.
feature. You can call into the show. We're amping up this goddamn production value. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Well, hey, let's move on, man. Let's touch and go off this
All
shit,
right,
man.
QB competitions. We've kind of talked about this a little bit. You have Teddy Bridgewater with the Broncos, might be one you can look out for. I don't know what the other competition around him might be. You've got New Orleans Saints. I know you have probably notes on this. I'm just going off the top of my head, but continue, please. What
Yeah,
competitions do you
yeah,
see, man?
yeah. I wanted to segue from the Saints talk last week. We were like, hey, Taysom Hill. Me, I was saying it's Jameis to lose. Let's dive right into the one you mentioned here. The tightest one of the competitions would be Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock. Um, don't I mean I really don't know where to go here. Teddy Bridgewater, people were thinking, hey, he was the answer. Remember, I think it was a sixth rounder that they traded for him to Carolina to bring him over to Denver. So hey, you don't trade a sixth rounder for
Do you
somebody,
really think the
a
Broncos thought that
messiah.
was the answer, though? It's not the
No, not the
answer.
Broncos. I'm sorry, the fans. My bad. A lot of the fans, a lot of the chatter around the league was like, we got our quarterback. Let's get it. It's like,
I guess that's looking on the bright side of things.
hey,
But
yeah. I mean, if you've had Drew Lock these last 2 years and the inconsistencies there, then I mean, yeah, I'd go for Teddy Bridgewater too. What I like though is, hey, this competition, it's not like the Texans when it was a Ryan Mallett with Brian Hoyer, fighting for the opportunity to throw to D Hop.
do you remember that one? Everyone wanted Ryan Mallett just to be this Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Like this person behind Tom
I
Brady,
wanted Mallett
young.
hard, bro.
He was
Yeah.
young and like supposedly had all the tool sets and talent, and he just didn't do that well in the games. But then there's all the off, the field drama with him and O'Brien. He was lazy, lackadaisical, whatever. Didn't show
Late
up
and
for stuff.
shit, missed some shit, didn't hit snooze on his alarm, shit like that. Yeah, I wanted him, man. 6'7". I mean,
Yeah,
big
I
old
was
white boy.
stoked. I remember that. I thought that was like we got a guy.
But I
But
guess Josh Allen's probably the last big quarterback to kind of fill the shoes of a tall guy.
so Kyle
Yeah.
even has up here Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo since we just talked about Jimmy
Oh
G.
hell yeah, yes, and that's one of
Do,
them.
do you think that's really competition though, or do you think it's like,
I,
there?
s- I still think so. I think Shanahan's playing his maybe putting on the college hat here, the recruiter hat here, kind of showing Garoppolo some veteran respect. Um, but we know, like, hey, we say it, actions speak louder than words. I don't think it's fair to give split first team reps. Somebody should be getting all the first team reps. They need to decide this shit. Uh,
That's a good indicator of like, is it a true competition? Are they splitting first team reps, or is it just a matter of, okay, Jimmy's got the first, Trey's got the second, and then in preseason, if Trey overshines Jimmy, then it's whatever. But I think without even researching anything, and you probably know the answer to this, I would bet that they're doing 50-50 because they're going to, or even more, because they obviously want Trey Lance to work out. They drafted him so high. They're going to give him every chance to get that starting job versus other positions where it might be like, okay, Teddy or whoever is the incumbent starter. And if you perform, everyone's job's always up for competition, but if you perform well enough, you might get some one reps and stuff. But if
exactly.
you perform well enough, you'll get the job. So I think that's a really good point. If like they're splitting one team reps in practice.
Yep, and yep, I agree, man. And what I really like about this list, it's outside of the New Orleans one, it's mostly a rookie versus a veteran or a young cat versus a veteran. So, you know, touching off on Trey Lance, who's a rookie coming in this year, right? Trevor Lawrence over in Jacksonville, Zach Wilson over with the Jets, Kendall. Those aren't competitions. They're getting the key Trey Lance. Uh, you don't draft the kid out of a North Dakota State unless you already knew he was something special to begin with. You feel me? High football IQ, right? The cannon arm. I mean, high ceiling of any of the 2021 prospects. Uh, Came out of nowhere, but hey, that's what's up. Last one's New England. I think we touched on them. I love Mac Jones out of Alabama. We talk about how it's hard to rate a Alabama quarterback because the surrounding tools are just so good. Is it really him, or is he just kind of like playing past, playing catch out there? I think New England, they kind of set up a similar type Alabama roster surrounding cast to whoever the starter is going to be. I think Cam Newton's got this one though. Uh, Another full year in the system. I'm hoping Cam Newton, I'm hoping he's got it, man. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see Cam play, and it'd be
I
a
mean,
shame.
the season started out okay. They had some
Yeah.
cool some flashes of talent of like the team, and you're like, oh my god, look at the Patriots with Cam Newton. And then I just kind of went downhill. Pretty sure he got hurt too. So
hmm
he's hungry to prove like he's still got it and whatever. Because
And if anything, I wouldn't even compliment Cam on this one. It would be more of protecting Mac Jones. Why risk throwing Mac Jones in the fire unnecessarily right now? I don't think New England's that type of squad anyway. You know what I mean? They're not in a hurry to do much. I I don't know how to say that. They're not in a hurry to, I guess, mortgage the future. To get what they need now. So we'll see what's going down there. Last one I want to hit on was Chicago Bears.
and
They're a little
Andy,
quiet. Yeah, Andy Dalton's over there. That's old local boy, old Katy Tiger. So Andy Dalton in there. I know he went there to be a starter. You feel me? Flopped on some opportunities in Dallas. Once again, it was probably the defense, but I know he went to Chicago to be the starter. Looking at that contract, whatever it may be. From what I remember, it was top dollars, for somebody that was going to be a starter. And then of
Was it
course, what did they
incentive
do?
based, or was it
I don't think
like
so, man.
guaranteed and
I
stuff?
I think it was guaranteed, and mostly for guys like this. Shit, he been in the league, what, 10, 12 years. You know what I mean? He's not gonna fuck around for an incentive type salary. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get his veteran due.
I don't
So
know what his other offers were, so depends.
yeah, yeah, no, no, that's for sure. I tell you, he could have an Alex Smith type, renaissance season when Alex Smith left 49ers, went to KC for a couple years before Mahomes came out the womb and started slanging them balls 60, 70 yards, no look passes and shit. So we'll see there, man. We'll see what goes down. That's what to look forward to at the end of this July as these camps come out too. I say quarterback fantasy wise, how it impacts fantasy. I mean, you already know. Uh, New England, they ain't got receivers, they ain't got running backs. You can't depend on the tight ends because they got two. They signed Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry.
That's right.
I don't really, Chicago Bears outside of Allen Robinson and David Montgomery. You're not trusting anyone else. Well, Denver
Okay.
Broncos, they got a loaded surrounding cast. Denver Broncos got a loaded surrounding cast, but uh, it's going to depend on who's throwing the rock here. I'm going to be more happy if Teddy Bridgewater's throwing the rock. I'm going to pick up some receivers in a PPR league.
I would definitely. I mean, yeah. So, what do you do with these draft scenarios? Kind of relating back to fantasy. In these quarterback competitions, it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing because the uncertainty could mean someone, Jameis Winston, falls really late, and you end up picking him, and then hey, he turns out to be the starter, and look at all the value you got. You could pick the guy that doesn't get the job. So, how do you approach
Yeah.
the players that Cam Newton in
To
theory
protect
should be
yourself from that exposure, hey, draft your quarterback late. That way, if it is a fuck up, you ain't hurting too bad. You didn't miss out on depth at a different position. The other thing would be this is more of a league wide thing, your fantasy league discussion. Have that draft late, Some of these competitions, that's why I hate them. I don't want the competition to go through preseason. You know what I'm saying? But you need the live reps. So that's why you kind of got to draft, mid August. Anything earlier, it's man, you never know.
Yeah,
Got,
I mean, that's a great point. I mean, whether it's injuries or competition at any position, better waiting to the very end of the preseason so you have some idea who's the starter. Usually not a good sign if the team hasn't decided, the coach hasn't decided who's the starter by opening day. Although we do have a shortened preseason this year, do we? Is that how we extended we've already talked about this. We extended the season by taking a preseason out. The season is longer this year.
yeah. It's one game longer. I don't know about the preseason though. I ain't gonna lie to
We
you,
took
man.
one
Yeah, it
out.
should be though theoretically. Yeah, yeah.
And then you got a lot of teams too, like we said last time, were canceling mini camps. They were not training. Training camp hasn't even started.
No, they were canceled the rest of their mini camps and OTAs last month.
Okay.
Yeah, because of some of those injuries happening. Yeah, Niners, Philly, Philly, Indy, Texans, of
So
course.
it's almost more important. Running back too is like, even if there's a competition there, it's more common that running backs run kind of like teams run like a 2 running back set. They keep fresh legs, fresh bodies in there. So even if it's not so much, if there's 2 good running backs on team, that's not a bad problem. I never feel nervous about picking like the guy who went number 2 because he's gonna get in there just as much. But with
It's just all
quarterback,
about when you pick them, whether that's a good spot that whether you won or not, right? Whether you got value at
yeah,
that or
and with
not, right?
quarterbacks, good point again, where you should already be taking quarterback late anyway. So don't be reaching for Jameis Winston like
Don't be the guy that's
fourth
gonna get
round.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
fourth
and they
round.
won't. It's that advice is more like, hey, don't be the motherfucker that gets Mahomes and at the end of the second or the top of the third round. Although, did you
I
get
said
Mahomes
this
last year
last.
or was that Bob?
Yeah, I
Did
didn't
you?
have him. I drafted him, then I had
Okay.
as a keeper. Then I think I had to lose him because he was.
Oh, you kept him last year, yeah. So that was different, yeah. Oh, Deshaun Watson was who Bob got early.
I
And
think I
hey, I
had
mean, some
Deshaun.
guys like that. Oh, or maybe you got him early then.
Yeah, I
Fuck
think
it.
last year was my first year without um, Mahomes.
Oh,
But
all right, all right.
yeah, anyway.
Well, good segue into the draft strategy. What we talked about today, I wanted to mention something we quietly touched on last week was the dead zone. I read something. I found it on Reddit, uh, and then I checked. Kind of compared it to like Fantasy Pros website on who 6 players they overvalued and undervalued. But this running back dead zone, uh, it's rounds 3 through 6. Apparently, some data collected over the last 5 years saying that running backs picked in this all the running backs, majority of the running backs picked between rounds 3 to 6. They've been underperforming, at least by 30% of what they were projected before the season. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is I don't give a fuck. I'm still picking some running backs and building my depth 3 to 6. But some guys like to go receivers around here, obviously. Um, Hell, if you get an early tight end and you can wait till round 3, wait. In our league, I don't know. I think everyone's catching on with the tight end necessity and how important it is. I don't know how many tight ends are going to be left by round 3 or 4, honestly.
Here's another interesting stat. It says
What we got here?
wide receivers score more fantasy points than running backs at every point in the first 10 rounds of the fantasy draft.
Oh,
So
say
yeah,
that one again, Kehu.
Wide receivers score more fantasy points than running backs at every point in the first 10 rounds of the fantasy drafts.
Oh my gosh. But it's all. But man, that is scary reading that because I just value running backs and I disrespect receivers so much. But I guess there's plenty more receivers to come from. You can get that production from, right? What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
Oh,
Yeah.
go back.
What's up? What the hell is What we got here? Oh, just a little comparison. Oh yeah, that list of players. Okay, so these are guys drafted within 3 to 6, and then what they ended up finishing. Okay, I like it. So out of those 7, 8 first names you got there, who you got? Chris Carson, David Johnson, Todd Gurley, Jonathan Taylor, Le'Veon Bell. Those first 5 guys. These guys are drafted in the 5th round or in the 3rd round. That decimal numbers, I guess, the overall they were picked. So Chris Carson 3.02, he was 2nd pick in the 3rd round. They still all finished damn near almost outside the top 20, except for Jonathan Taylor, who got his opportunities for the Colts.
I was gonna say I don't on another fantasy podcast or something I was listening to. One guy talked about his strategy. It was like, running back, tight end or something, but then he just goes wide receiver crazy, and then he'll swing back around to the running back later. So it's like you can stockpile all these wide receivers who, by the stats that Kyle was just telling us, might get more points. You can always flip them because you'll have like a stockpile of wide receiver hosses. I mean, because there is great depth, but yeah, I guess it really depends on where you are. A lot of this really is what your position in the draft, playing to that strength of that spot. If you're doing snake draft like us and you're at the very top, usually that's where you can be more get the best running back. You go for positions where there's a big drop off. We talked about that. I think that's how I think usually when I draft. It's like, what's the drop off? What's the talent for tight end like this year? Especially I can run 2 tight ends, so it really depends on your league, your scoring mechanisms, and so forth. So it's kind of hard to give fantasy advice. Most people, I think, though, we do very common fantasy rules. We do snake draft. Some people get really crazy. League. Yeah, some people get really crazy with their. I like how ours is like it's the little wrinkles of like you could run 2 tight end sets because it's almost like teams actually use that kind of approach in the real world. They will run 2 tight ends on the goal line or whatever you have Rob Gronkowski or Aaron Hernandez back in the day.
Yeah, throwback. Yeah, man. And I'm hoping we can add a 3rd receiver this year, or not this year probably, but in the years to come. But
don't we have a 3rd receiver? We have 2.
No, we only have 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and then tight end and that flex, which you
the
like.
Weird ones are like when people run like 2 quarterbacks. That's kind of like I don't know why you do that. Sounds stupid.
Hey, it's crazy, man. I mean, people get bored and they want to, we've been playing fantasy for how long? Our league's almost 15 years old now, so it's like
when sex gets boring, you gotta do some kinky shit.
yeah, man. Shit. Bring that mayonnaise in here with me. Shit.
Draft strategy. So, what's your draft strategy? Let's say I think the worst spot for draft. I don't know. I feel like I've been in all these positions where either at the very top of like a snake draft, you're number 1, you're number 12 at the bottom, or you're in the middle.
Yeah, that's how I love it too.
The middle one's kind of hard, but you usually can get. It's like you usually always have good players to choose from. Where it's like again the top of the draft, you might pick the best 2 or 3, but then like by the time you get the 4th round in a 12-man league, it really starts to dry up, and so you have like this big drop off, and usually it's like go wide receiver. So if you're at the top, for me, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I would say you match it up with your personality pretty much. On if you have the option, because first I'll say this: for those that have the option to pick their position, whatever your draft ritual is, we do a little Royal Rumble, simulated Royal Rumble. We all pick a character like Donald Trump, Scorpion, James Harden, Batman, Santa, and we put them in. and
That's it.
B Mac he simulates it, and then whoever wins out of that order of elimination, they get to pick where they're picking. It's not like the guy at the end is getting the number one pick. If he wants the number one, he gets it. If he wants 12th, if he wants 7. So what I'm trying to get at is, hey, if you're comfortable with reaching, I love reaching. I love reach arounds. So it's like I don't mind picking a motherfucker early. So therefore I like the back-to-back picks. So I agree with you, Beans. I like to get either 1 or 2 or 11 or 12. That way I'm right back in it in the next round. And on that back-to-back, I can go reach early and guarantee to get my guy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that can come to bite you in the ass too.
The back to back, like going like 12 and then the last pick of the first round, first pick of the second round. That's usually when you get your 2 running backs every time. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Get my 2 running backs there. And then
So like if you if you like to go top heavy, if you like to have 1 running back and then I don't know, you got real confidence in your skills to where you're gonna depend on that waiver wire midseason to fulfill that second running back, then maybe you flirt around more of the 3 to 5 position range because you get that first guy, a Dalvin Cook, a top tier 1 guy, and you're not gonna come back around until overall pick 23 or 24. The rest of the running backs are gone, so now you probably get your next receiver. As opposed to what you say, you at the back end, 11 or 12, you get the back-to-back. Instead of a Christian McCaffrey, you can get a Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? A Aaron Jones. Man, went blank. Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. That's all. I just suggest people. Yeah, let's see what you got here. I suggest people look up that dead zone theory and see if it fits into your agenda. Run back dead zone.
What are you showing?
What we got, K-Who?
This is the foolproof fantasy football snake draft strategy.
Okay.
According
to who?
Justin Ochoa.
Okay. With Stack.com.
Is this wait, Justin Ochoa? Ochoa? Is this American football? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's fucking with you.
And it says they're taking a quarterback until round 6.
Yeah, you always go late. So it says round 1 running back or wide receiver. That's not. You can't say.
I feel like this is really distilled.
Yeah, it's like you can do running back or wide receiver. Like, no shit, we've been talking about that. Like, be specific. Like, yeah, it's a terrible fucking article. Bad source, Kyle. It's all right. We're gonna get the Balls Deep website up, and we'll have better articles than this shit. What's your draft for round 1? Running back, wide receiver, or quarterback, or whatever, tight end. There's like all the options.
Oh man. All right, man. I wanted to end on N'Keal Harris. I really want to just talk shit about his agent. Of course,
yes. Okay, so all I know is that this wide receiver from the Patriots has apparently asked for a trade. People were really stoked. I think you were excited even about his potential on the Patriots, and we never saw him really. I think injuries or just being a rookie.
Yeah.
What's up? What did
man. First of all, he was at ASU, Arizona State University. Not like he played a lot of top tier competition. Pac-10. You get some good DBs out of Pac-10, but then you get some flops. Damn, it just sounded like I wrote from that article, running back or receiver. But what I'm saying, hey, I love that. First, look at the body, right? 6'4", 225. But just had a slow to pick up the playbook. If you want to get away from the cliche, then injuries. His rookie year, he just wasn't available. I just hate how his agent kind of came out and said he's going to request a trade. Says his agent claimed that he had been working with the Patriots to get N'Keal Harris more opportunities the last 2 years. Specifically said, I don't know, Kehu, if you can pull up what his agent said, something along the lines of like he's only had 86 targets or catches in the last 2 years, and that's not enough for him to showcase.
It sounds like the parent calling because their kid didn't play enough on the field.
Yeah, man. Exactly,
the only reason he must be calling because his contract must be incentive based. It usually is for young rookies and stuff, right? Like you're not going to throw him a bunch of money. So
yeah.
Agents complain because if he doesn't get those targets, he doesn't get paid. Blah blah blah, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. But motherfucker, you can't get targets if you miss most of your rookie season. To say 86 over 2 years isn't bad if you didn't have 1 year. That's essentially. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So apparently, is this the tweet? Okay,
yeah.
I'll pull up a tweet. for the past several months, I have been working in cooperation with the Patriots behind the scenes to put a plan into place. Okay, yeah. So agents basically saying, I'm talking to the Patriots, and we're putting a plan in place to make sure this guy thrives in New England. Through 2 seasons, he's had 86 targets. The Patriots had, when they drafted a dominant. Okay, so it's like, yeah, he's
And then
basically
now skip everything else and go to the bottom. All right, so you read that part. 86 targets.
What'd you just click on?
I didn't bring up the tweet because it was just a.
Oh,
so you
nice.
didn't have the whole thing.
Word. All right.
But yeah, and then at the bottom he says, Nikhil understands that, to get success it takes opportunities, and he missed most of his rookie season. So it's like the agent just kind of answered his own what he was bitching about. He kind of answered himself. You know what I'm saying?
Camille understands a key ingredient to production is opportunity. He will continue to work hard to develop it. So why is this even a story?
And refine his craft after missing a large portion of his rookie year due to injury. That right there. It's not a story. It's just more of like an agent kind of fumbling through his words. He's trying to sell his guy, and they kind of put thumbs down on the Patriots for not giving him opportunities at the same time. But then at the end, he acknowledges that, well, my client was also hurt and missed his rookie year. So I mean, come on, 86 targets.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, 86 targets ain't bad for 2 years when one of those years don't even count. I mean, this was a quick touch and go. I would say, hey, some potential suitors. Fantasy wise, you know what I mean? Kansas City, they're still looking for a big body type guy like this, 6'4", 225. Seattle Seahawks, outside of they got DK Metcalf, who's probably identical to these stats, but they've also got a small shifty guy in Tyler Lockett. So do they want to pair up some sort of Twin Towers type bullshit with this? Chicago Bears, we touched on earlier, Allen Robinson. Outside of him, they got some short ass running backs in Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery. They've got a kid named Mims, I think, who Tank was high on last year, the year before. I think this receiver's in his sophomore, junior year now, so hopefully he bounces back. But that's and Baltimore, the spots that need wide receiver help. Yeah, there he goes, N'Keal Harry here.
Yeah, I think. Is this the article about potential landing spots?
Okay.
Other teams?
No, this was the same one.
Okay.
No, that's all good. Yeah, hell yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Earlier.
Shit. Last thing I want to say, the one thing, we got to mention Texans every now and then, but people are already linking N'Keal Harris to come to Texans because, former New England personnel, Nick Caserio, now our general manager. I don't know. Hey, how would you build your receiver room, guys? You want all different types of receivers as far as body-wise, skill-wise? Do you like to have the same? Would you prefer to have the same guys? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss it, but we didn't see it that much because he was always hurt. Will Fuller, I feel like you always gotta have a speedster, someone who can just like
take the top off.
Whether take the top off or do like a screen and just be shifty. I don't know. That is a little bit too.
Right. Yeah.
That's two different. Sometimes you can have like small, tiny, explosive guy who can be shifty behind like a screen, or take the top off in some ways. Sometimes they're just straight take the top off, like Randy Moss, right? He was just long strides, fast, but he wasn't a shifty guy behind like the line of scrimmage or anything.
Yeah.
Andre Johnson, was just check all the boxes in his prime, just physical. You got to have a physical receiver to get across the linebackers in the center there. Although it's
a guy that's gonna want to catch the ball willingly over the middle. Yeah, and the reason I ask you that is I think the Texans already have a guy in a N'Keal Harris mode. We moved up in the draft to get a Nico Collins out of Michigan, big body type guy, 50-50 balls. So I don't see a N'Keal Harris. I don't see a need for him over here. You know what I'm saying? We already got the number one guy in Brandon Cooks, who a lot of people local sports radio, 0610, not even showing love, respect to. I think Brandon Cooks is still what he is, man. I got online last year, talked a lot of shit about the concussions he had, but outside of that, he performed 1,100 yards this year. God, with the question mark at quarterback, though, who knows? We need all the help we can get. So
it's his fifth 1,000-yard season in a row.
Hey, and there's a reason he was traded 3 times for first rounders each time, right? The kid has bounced around, man. Brandon Cooks, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's it, baby. I think that's it's shit, man. Last month without football, man, and the news is definitely gonna start picking up. So
yeah, so we'll start cranking up the show to be more weekly, and then we'll have more to talk about. And I don't know, I'm excited for the new season, but until then, what's happening?
What's happening? What's up? I don't know. Do we ease in or do we get the lube?
Do whatever you want. It's what's
Let
happening. It's a free for all.
let's K-Who start looking up some nasty shit. I'll start it off though. Let's start with Loki, man. I mean, spoiler alerts. I don't even know. K-Who don't fuck with you. Fuck with Loki?
No, he don't fuck with Loki.
All right, I'll just say this, and it's without it being spoiler.
He
Go
doesn't care.
watch that bitch, right?
Yeah,
Go watch
it's
that
good.
bitch. Yeah, man.
It's definitely
I
the
had a
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I just like Marvel's format to where they just get fans stirred up and talking online, and sure enough, I know they got access to this shit. They're reading all the fans' comments, and I'm sure they're probably changing some shit up as we go. Like, oh, damn, these motherfuckers figure something out.
That's
Check
true.
it out.
I always like to hear about the extent that they go to hide their secrets, especially when they like shoot shit, whether it's movie or these Disney Plus series, they have to shoot them out in the open, and people see it like paparazzi. People like put together. They're like that's just a risk they do by like trying to shoot it scene in New York and things like that. But otherwise, they try to keep it really low key. Some low key for Loki.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I don't think they had that problem because obviously it's all like green screen or whatever. Actually, I saw that with the Mandalorian, Disney's doing this a lot. They're not even using green screen anymore. It's like LED backgrounds. So it's like the technology has gotten so good where they can have like a live background on set.
Live
And so they,
CGI.
yeah, so the actors can respond to it and
Oh
stuff. So
my
they're not just like having to be in a
god.
green
Oh,
room. Like right now, we're just
and
in a
like,
big green room. Like me and
yeah,
you.
yeah.
By the way,
Hey,
great
man.
book collection behind you.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Yao's bitch ass. Got me all these books from China back here. So I'm just letting them air out and shit so that Wuhan doesn't catch me. You know what I
You'll have to
mean?
put up your trophies. I know you'll be on the move soon, so pretty soon you can have your trophies and your memorabilia up.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, so
Hey,
Loki
one
series
thing
is
I'll
cool,
say off
man.
Loki,
Yeah, go ahead.
6 episodes. Apparently, there's been a an obvious color theme, whether it's throughout the episode or just at the beginning or in. There's been a different color theme every week. This is just me reading, trying to figure out theories and what other fans have eagle-eyed. What do you feel about that, man? 6 episodes, six
Besides
Infinity
green?
Stones, 6 Infinity Stones, and they think in
Oh,
each episode's like has a theme centered around the stone and that particular power. So hey, man, shit.
yeah. It's
Let's
kind
see.
of funny how they've made Infinity Stones like worthless in this whole like Loki scenario. Just with that, how
Oh
the
yeah,
whole timeline, like they're above like the universe or some shit.
yeah.
So
This
like,
whole time we were thinking about those stones, and now that yeah, where they are now, it's like we use this as paperweights. They're nothing. Wow.
yeah,
I
stupid.
found a little abbreviation here made up on the fly. Don't know if it'll stick. Fall, fall time. We all look forward to fall time football. Right now it's not fall. We in the off season, obviously, but fantasy assault league leaders. Fantasy assault league leaders, and this isn't just football. Trevor Bauer. We don't fuck with baseball, right? But apparently this dude's got some nasty type of got a bitch right now suing him. She already said it was consensual sex, but she specifically said I didn't consent to two black eyes getting passed out and getting choked out. So the reason I bring up this dude, he's the Dodgers pitcher, and this guy was heavy on shitting on the Astros after that banging on a trash can type shit came out. So I'm glad he's getting his fall now from grace. Darius Geis, old time running back for the Redskins. Apparently you, you know about this? How his LSU days he was like hollering at a old security guard
No, I've never heard
like
of
back
this.
in the Superdome. I don't know. I guess he was like, I love to fuck older women. Darius Guys goes to this like 80-year-old, African American security guard lady. Like, I love older women. Like, we fucking after the game. We fucking after the game. Anyway, a couple years later, yeah, I guess she comes out with this domestic assault. What you got there, Who? Yeah, this is it right here. If you can find the quote from that old lady, it goes something like, "Motherfucker, I'm your grandma's age. Like, don't talk to me like that." Oh man.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's
What?
quiet right now. I think we hit on cancel culture last time. A lot of people
Yeah.
hate LeBron, man. Y'all, I guess I'm indifferent. I don't love him. I don't hate him. But people either jump and take a bullet for that motherfucker, or they just love to shit on LeBron, man. What I found out on my last few days, scounging Twitter.
Yeah. People.
He's got.
The I don't know. I feel like people. It's kind of like the Jeff Gordon kind of thing. People don't like him in terms of how much he succeeds or what he does. I don't know. It seems like a nice guy. Sometimes he says some stupid shit in the media though. Like he should just like shut up. He's done some embarrassing
Yeah,
things
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But as a player, he's fun to watch, and I think it's more just hate because people like to hate on that he tries to achieve so much that I don't know. There's so many reasons to hate him. Whether he's so great, whether you want to be a Michael Jordan fan, whether he says stupid shit in the media. I mean, there's
Yeah.
plenty of reasons to
Hey,
hate
man.
somebody.
He
Not
maybe
valid,
Shaq
but
was the guy that started, but I mean LeBron is these guys are smarter with their money now, and that might be why everyone hates it because it's just the rich are getting richer. They're investing in movies and things like that now, investing in soccer teams like that. We're not getting any more Vince Youngs where the restaurant went out of business and that's it. You don't hear
I
from
feel like the whole decision thing with the Miami Heat, when he was going there, like the fact that he
started it. Yeah.
made that so big, I feel like that was a big moment when people just like hating on LeBron. And ever since then, like they just don't even mean much of a reason, and now they can hate him for like his fucking kid or some shit. It's stupid.
My folks never went to my shit, like as far as football games, band concerts and shit. But man, I even when I coach little league and shit during college, like to hear the parents yelling in the stands, it's just it's so embarrassing, man. It's funny as fuck. But I don't know what LeBron did last week or got in the headlines for. What was he was roasted for? He was at his son Bronny's basketball game in a high school stadium in Ohio named after LeBron because I think LeBron built the fucking basketball arena. He yelled at the PA announcer, commentating on the game. The announcer said something like, "Oh, Bronny James with another foul call. He's gonna get those calls in here. This is his dad's building or something like that." And hey, LeBron like stopped the game.
What?
Like, yeah, he like stopped the game, went over the barricade, and like went to the PA and like started talking to him. And people are like, "Bro, why you stopping the game? Like, you calm down and shit." But I think the PA announcer went over line there.
No, for sure, he for sure did. But like LeBron
Yeah.
should have like let the game go on and then afterwards be like, "Look here, motherfucker." Just
Yeah.
stupid. Or just like had him get fired. He probably has that power. He could just be like, "Hey, fuck this guy." But
Yeah.
Watch on YouTube. There's some copyright claims on him.
do you have a? Why do you have that photo up
Which photo?
of me?
Oh. I don't.
Yeah.
It's very creepy.
I'm sure we can
I'm
get
not
it,
gonna
bro.
show
Yeah,
that.
pull that up if you can. It's an interesting one. It's it's him, in his.
No,
Oh yeah,
it's funny.
he scrubbed it.
Uh,
Yeah. So
actually, I had to go to.
the other LeBron critique was apparently in game one of the finals, 2 nights ago. He was like seen like just cheering like a fangirl to CP3. Chris Paul finally made his first finals. Holla at him, 16 years in the league.
That's the funny thing. People are like ecstatic for Chris Paul. Like I
Yeah.
hear more stories about Chris Paul than I do like the teams themselves. But
Yeah, man.
not a big fan.
I'm not happy for him too. Especially I know he got hurt and stuff, but with the Rockets and we really needed him there, but didn't work out. So I think here it's a bad luck because LeBron got eliminated. His Lakers got eliminated by CP3. So the fact that he's just turning around and cheering on the guy that put his team to rest. Oh, you got to pull it up. I'll be right back. Hold up.
Where are you going?
I'm here.
Oh, he's here. He's going to go grab a book.
I'm here. Yeah.
He went to go grab a book from his archives.
Yeah, man. I heard some oh, so they scrubbed it, huh? LeBron didn't want no one to see it now, huh?
Yeah, man. Look at this. Everywhere. It's.
Oh, your screen isn't repainting. It's just a weird ass picture of me, crooked ass teeth. It's a very very disturbing picture. I don't want to even share it.
Yeah, everywhere I say it's no longer available.
That's the power of LeBron, baby.
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah.
down YouTube.
What's up with Britney Spears, man? Should this bitch stop? What's up with her,
Kind of
man?
crazy. I haven't been following the story. We don't need to go into detail on it, but like I think the overall is the judge denied the fact that her father controls every aspect of her life or something. That's just weird. It's like the circumstances. If you told anyone in the street, they'd be like, "Yeah, she's a grown ass woman, do what she wants with her money, life, body, whatever." But it's just legal weird shit that was put in place when she was like 16. That's been the way forever. Now she's a grown-ass woman, married, kids, all that, and she still can't control.
It wasn't when she was 16 though. It was when like she started shaving her head bald and shit, and she had first got those babies with Kevin Federline and shit. But
She's
yeah,
just going crazy.
naming her father the conservatory. He's been racking in dough. He's chilling like in a trailer outside of Louisiana right now, just chilling, just getting money. I think he made 1.6 million off of Britney's Las Vegas shows the last couple years. Because he gets a percentage of all that. 'Cause obviously, I guess the conservatory role takes care of all the funds and everything, right? Apparently, she can't even have a baby. You know, she got some sort of mechanism, some sort of jaws of life in that vajayjay to where, yeah, you know, straight up, dog. Like it's funny as fuck, but like, you know, there gonna be some woman out there that, you know, yeah, it's my body, my shit, you know, and that's pretty tough, man. I'll tell you what.
That's crazy.
The other thing was her sister, Jamie Spears. I just saw an article. This bitch says she broke, but she's also getting a percentage on shit. So I don't know what's going on. That whole Spears family's fucked up. Justin Timberlake, he got out when he could, man.
Good for him. No,
Yeah.
Jessica Biel. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything else besides. I mean, those are great topics, but
Hey man, it was good. I like it. We'll try to tighten down this show for next time. You feel me?
yeah, we finally figured out the
Um,
phone. Even though D called in twice, we did get it. Like my wife called in,
Yeah.
and I did figure it out. So we're good. We're ready to go. So bring your questions next time.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But
Yeah, man, that's exactly what we need. Now's the time to ask them. You know, everybody's draft's kicking off in August, so hopefully people watching appreciate the love, but we need more now from y'all. We can't just have your eyes now. I need your mouth now. I need your brain. I need all that nasty shit. So come on. Dynasty League, Daily Fantasy League, whatever the fuck it is, you know?
that's a good point. I mean, I think it'll be easier when the season gets going. So we're kind of really running out of steam with the offseason. There's not a lot of offseason news right now because people are canceling mini camps. Training camp hasn't even started. When does training camp start?
No.
Soon.
No. End of July, 2-3 weeks,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Okay. We're close. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming balls deep with us tonight, Kyle. Thanks for being back. And
Okay, who back, baby? Let's get it.
yeah. All right. Peace.